Hi guys, Al Smith here. Today we're going to talk about the takeout double. The takeout double is like the twin sister of the overcall. The overcall and the takeout double go hand in hand together. We'll take a look at this. Okay, the takeout double has really two different characteristics. The first one is what we're calling the distributional takeout double. The second is really the strong overcall. So let's talk about the distributional takeout double first. First of all, let's note that the takeout double is a bid that you can use in any seat after the opponent's open. Okay, in the first three examples here, you can see that we're making a takeout double, and that the red X represents the takeout double. After the opponent opens in the first seat, in the first example, the second seat, and the third seat. So it can be used in any seat. It can also be used after your partner passes. Okay, in this fourth example, your left-hand opponent opened one club, your partner passed, and the responder passed. You can make a takeout double there. And you could also make a takeout double after you pass. So in this last example, you pass, your right-hand opponent makes, your left-hand opponent opens one club, your partner passes, the responder passes, you can still make a takeout double. This takeout double will, because it's limited the number of points, is generally weaker than an immediate takeout double. That's because you've already passed, limiting your hand to probably less than 13 points. So this probably shows somewhere in the neighborhood of a good 10 to 12 points. Kind of consider it like a third seat open. All right, now what does a takeout double show? Well, takeout double shows shortness in the opponent bid suit. Now, shortness can be 0, 1, or 2. Okay, and now that's not always true because you might have enough points to bid but have no suit to bid. For example, if you don't have a 5+ card suit, you generally don't overcall. But if you've got enough points, let's say you've got 13 high card points and your distribution is 4, 3, 3, 3, you're going to want to make a takeout double to tell your partner that you got points and to request them to bid their longest suit. Okay? And what this also does is guarantees that you're going to have 3+ cards in the unbid suits. Now let's look at the requirements in terms of points and strength in terms of making a takeout double. All right, now there's really two requirements here. Now, I encourage you to use the 2, 3, 4 bidding system to determine whether it's safe for you to bid or to force your partner to bid at a certain level. So a 2, 3, 4 value, there's a video in the basic concepts that defines how to do this. If it's greater than or equal to the level you want to bid or force your partner to bid, then it's safe, incorporating vulnerability into that determination. All right, so that's the 2, 3, 4 value. So if you want to make a 1 level takeout double, the 2, 3, 4 value needs to be greater than equal to 1. As long as that's true, it's generally safe to make the bid. Now, in terms of points, what you need to have to make a takeout double is 13+ distribution points. You go, why distribution points, not length points? Well, it's because you're going to assume that you have a 5+, that your partner has a 5+ card suit, and that because you're promising 3 cards in every one of the unbid suits, that you have a golden fit. And as the discoverer of the golden fit, you get to count distribution points. Okay, so you're assuming that you have a golden fit because of the shape of your hand and the assumption that your partner is going to have 5+ cards in one of the 3 suits that you have 3+ cards in. So at the one level, you only need to have 13 plus distribution points. Okay, you can almost look at this as like making a weak third seat open. To make a takeout double, if that requires your partner to bid at the 2 level, the requirements really don't change. The only requirement change is that using 2, 3, 4, you need to make a determination safe to bid at the 2 level. Okay, so it still needs 13 plus distribution points. Now, if you get to the situation, let's say that your opponent opens a weak 2 spades. So they've already bid 2 spades. Now you have to be able to safely bid at 3 level or make your partner bid at 3 level. So to double, you need to have the 2, 3, 4 value be greater than or equal to 3. And to complement that, we raise the point requirement to 15 distribution points. Now with the 4 level, again, it's the same approach. Here we want to be able to say that yes, it's safe to bid at the 4 level, and we want to promise our partner some more points. All right, now that's the basic takeout double, and we'll go through quite a few examples in the following slides. All right, now complementing takeout double is what we really call the strong takeout double or the strong overcall. This is going to occur in one of 2 situations. The first is where we have a strong 1 suited hand and we were too strong to make a basic overcall. Remember that a basic overcall is 8 to 17 points. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to make a takeout double and then bid the suit. If we have a good 5 plus card suit, generally it's going to be 6 and 18 plus lane points. Okay, so what this does is complement the overcall and make the overcall more manageable because the point range is 8 to 17. This way we can show our partner when we've got a strong 1 suited hand, which is not strong enough to open a strong 2 clubs. So what the point range here is really going to be is 18 to 21 points. This is also true if you have a very strong balanced hand. If we had 15 to 18 high card points, we would have overcalled 1 no trump. Of course, we would have had a blocker in the opponent bid suit. Okay, if we have stronger than that, 19 plus, and this is really going to be 19 to 21, because 19 plus points, what we're going to do is we're going to double, then we're going to bid no trump at the lowest level. Let's look at a couple of examples. In this first example, and it's important to note what the vulnerability is. Okay, we're going to say that both pairs are not vulnerable. Okay, why is that important? Because not the vulnerability determines the B factor that we use in determining the 2, 3, 4. So the opponent opens 1 heart. All right, what are the possible bids that our partner can make in response to the 1 heart? Well, they can bid 1 spade, they can bid 1 no trump, they can bid 2 clubs or 2 diamonds, okay, with a minimal hand. So because we're asking them to potentially bid 2 level, we need to make sure that it's safe to force our partner to bid at the 2 level. So what we're going to do there is use 2, 3, 4 to make that determination. So let's take a look at this. We've got 1 loser in clubs, we've got 2 losers in diamonds, 1 in hearts, and 1 in spades. So what we've got is 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losers. So we take 7 minus 5 plus the D factor of 3 for equal vulnerability. And the answer to that is 5. Well, that's much greater than equal to 1. So it's determined in relationship to being safe to bid at 1 level, no problem. Let's now count our points. So it's always good to count or look at our hand from as many different perspectives as possible to determine its relative strength. So we've got 14 high card points. Okay, no adjustment for unguarded honors, and we get 3 for distribution. Because remember, we've got shortness in hearts. That's the first requirement, is to determine whether we can make a takeout double. We have shortness and hearts. So we get 3 points for that single. So we got 17 distribution points. Nice hand. If our partner's got 8 points, we have a really, and a fit in spades, we have a great chance for a game, and maybe even a minor suit game. So what we've got is 3+ support in each one of the unbid suits. We've got 4 spades, 4 diamonds, 4 clubs. So we meet that requirement. So we meet both of the requirements of 3+ card support in each unbid suit and 13+. So the answer to this question, should we make a takeout double with this hand, is yes. Make the takeout double. Your partner is going to bid one of these other suits. Okay, let's look at this one here. We're vulnerable. Example number 2. We're going to, and in this case, both pairs are vulnerable. So the B factor is going to be 3 again. Okay, in this hand, the opponent opens 1 heart. First of all, we're going to inspect our hand to see if we have shortness in hearts. No, we don't. We don't have shortness in hearts. So that's not going to be a real good candidate for a takeout double. Okay, but if we went through and counted determined what level would be safe to bid at this hand, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 losers. So it would be safe to bid all the way to the 5 level, just like this. But we don't have the right shape. We only have 1 spade. What do we do if we made a takeout double with this hand and our partner bids spades? What do? We don't want to make a takeout double in this situation. It's the wrong shape. And remember, we want to have 3+ cards in each unbid suit. Let's look at the third example. In this one, let's calculate our 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losers. Remember, counting losers, anything is not an ace, king, or queen. Okay, so and the B factor, because we're vulnerable and they're not vulnerable, is 2. We're exposed to a higher degree of risk because we're vulnerable and they're not. So it says we can safely bid or force our partner to bid to the 2 level. Okay, so we passed that first criteria. Now the second one here is we do have shortness in diamonds. We only have 2 of them. And let's see, do we have 3 cards in each one of the unbid suits? Yeah, we've got 4 clubs, 4 hearts, and 3 spades. Okay, we'd be happier if we had 4 spades here, but it does meet the requirements. So let's take a look at the point count. We've got 12 high card points and no negative adjustment for unguarded honors. We get 1 distribution point because of our double tip. So we've got 13 distribution points. So we meet the criteria, all the criteria that are required to make a takeout double. So we're going to make a takeout double in this particular situation. Let's look at this next example, number 4. Okay. If we look at this hand, we go, well, they did 1 diamond, we have shortness, but we don't have the right shape of the hand. However, let's take a look at this from a different perspective of being a strong overcall. Let's count our 2, 3, 4. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a 4 loser hand. Okay, this, if we were in the opening, in the position to make an open, we would actually bid 2 clubs with this hand. This is really a game forcing hand. So, but we look at this in terms of 2, 3, 4. It's obvious that we're going to be able to make a safe open at the 1 level, or force our partner to bid at the 1 or 2 level. Actually, we can force our partner to bid all the way to 6 level, but we don't want to do that. We're just using this to determine whether it's safe to bid or not to bid. So this is definitely safe. Now we're going to count the points. We've got 16 high card points plus 2 length points. It gives us 18. So what this is it's too strong for an overcall. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and make a takeout double. Then we're going to bid spades. By making the takeout double and then bidding spades, we're showing our partner we have a strong overcall with a good suit. That's a really nice spade suit, and 18 plus length points. Okay, so it's a way of showing a very strong overcall. Let's look at example number 5. Okay, here we're not vulnerable against not vulnerable, so our B factor is going to be 3. And we can go through it, and we want to do this with every hand, just so that we get into the habit of doing it, of making the determination whether it's safe to bid or not. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 losers. Okay, so make a basic determination where we can safely bid or force our partner to bid to the 4 level. Let's count our points. We've got 4, 8, 12, 14, 16, 19 high card points, no unguarded honors, and we get no length points because we don't have a 5-card suit. So we have 19 high card points. Okay, and you can also say that's synonymous with 19 length points because we don't get anything extra because we don't have any extra length. Okay, so we do have a diamond blocker. This is an important consideration because what we want to do is we want to bid no trump. We couldn't bid no trump without the diamond blocker. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a takeout double. Then we're going to bid no trump at the lowest possible level. And that shows our partner that we have a balanced hand, a blocker in diamonds, and 19 plus high card points. Let's look at example number 6. Okay, the opponent opens 1 diamond. Okay, we have 3 diamonds. It's really not shortness because we don't have 0, 1, or 2. But let's count our 2, 3, 4. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 7 minus 7 plus 2. So it's safe for us to bid to the 2 level or force our partner to bid to the 2 level. So if we kind of look at here, what are the possible bids that our partner can make? 1 heart, 1 spade, 1 no trump, or 2 clubs. So yeah, we can see that if we force our partner to bid 2 clubs, it's going to be safe. Now, do we have 3 plus cards in every suit? Yeah, we do. We have shortness? No. So, but we are strong enough. We want to invite our partner to bid. All right. Now, one of the things to note here is we don't have enough cards in any one of the suits to overcall. So even though we can't overcall, we still want to be able to bid and to tell our partner we have something. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and look at our points. We've got 18 high card points. We do not have a blocker in diamonds, so we can't bid a double and then no trump because we would be lying to our partner about having a diamond blocker. So since we don't have a diamond blocker, but we do have 3 plus cards supporting and bid suits, we've got greater than equal to 3 and 13. And if we counted this in terms of distribution, we have 18 high card points, length points, and distribution points. Okay, they're all high card points. So we definitely want our partner to bid. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a takeout double. And then we're going to support our partner in whatever they bid. So you can see that the takeout double can have a general purpose use also. Not saying anything about, it doesn't actually say anything about shortness, but it says, I've got enough points. I want you to bid something. I know we're going to have some type of fit, and we're going to win the contract. All right. Now, once your partner makes a takeout double, excuse me, the advancer is the partner of the takeout doubler. The takeout doubler is called the overcaller. Okay, what the advancer is going to assume is the overcaller made a normal distributional takeout double. Okay, they're not going to assume that it was a strong overcall. That will become known if it's true when the overcaller makes their second bid. Okay. They're also going to assume that there is a trump suit bid with any 4+ card suit that the advancer has. Okay. Now, that doesn't necessarily get you to the golden bid, but remember, the overcaller, the takeout doubler, has promised us 3+ cards in every suit. Okay, and is actually denying having a 5-card suit. So what we're going to assume is that we have a minimal of a 4/4 bid. Okay. Now, in order for the advancer to determine which suit is best to bid, what we're going to do is we're going to normalize the length of the suits. And let me describe this for you. What we're going to do is we're going to subtract 1 from the number of cards in the minor suits. So if you have 5 clubs, we're going to subtract 1 and assume that it's 4. And what this does, it compensates for having to bid a minor at a higher level. For example, if you had the choice of bidding 1 spade or 2 clubs, 2 clubs is 1 level higher. Okay, and if you have to bid a suit 1 level higher, you're going to be required to take 1 more trick. So to emphasize the majors, because the 8 majors are worth more, remember they're worth 30 points per trick value, while a minor is only worth 20. What we're going to do is normalize the count in relationship to the number of cards that we have in each suit. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 1 from the number of cards in the minors. In this example, when we look at our hands, we have 4 spades and 5 clubs. What we're going to do is we're going to normalize that count to 4 and 4. Okay, and then we're going to bid the suit that we can bid at the lowest level. Because we can bid 1 spade versus 2 clubs, we're going to bid spades. Okay, and that becomes clear in terms of choosing between the major and the minor. With 1 4+ card normalized, minor suit is longer than the major, we're going to pick the minor. Okay, now that sounded like a bunch of gobbledygook, but let's look at an example. We've got 4 spades and 6 clubs. We're going to normalize the number of cards in the suits to 4 and 5. We have 4 spades and 5 clubs. Because we have more clubs after they're normalized, we're going to bypass the spades and bid clubs. So what this is doing is accounting for the level of the bid in relationship to the number of cards that we have in the suits. Okay, with 2 normalized suits of the same length that can be bid at the lowest or the same level, what we're going to do is we're going to bid the higher ranking suit first, so that we can then bid the lower ranking suit second and give our partner a choice. For example, if we have 4 spades and 5 diamonds and we normalize at the 4, we're going to bid spades first, and that then gives us the opportunity of bidding diamonds second at the lowest possible level and giving our partner the opportunity to choose between those 2 suits. Okay, and let's take a look at the example here where we have 4 spades and 4 hearts. Okay, we're going to normalize this because we're not subtracting anything because of the major 4/4. We're going to bid spades first. That gives us the capability of then bidding 2 hearts later to give our partner the choice between the 2 suits. Remember, they promised us 3+ cards in each suit. Wouldn't it be nice if they have three spades and 4 hearts? If we bid a spade, they did something, we did 2 hearts. Now they've got the choice of picking the suit with the 4/4 bid. All right. Now, if you do not have a suit, okay, that is a an unnormalized suit with 4+ cards, okay, you're going to want to bid no trump. You're only going to want to bid no trump with a blocker in the opponent's bid suit, because your partner is in essence said, I have shortness in that suit. So you're only going to want to bid no trump if you have a blocker in the opponent's bid suit. Okay, if you have no opponent suit blocker, now this is where it gets a little bit dicey. Okay, with one normalized suit longer than the other suits. For example, in this particular situation, okay, in this first example here, let's see if we can back this up. Okay, we have our opponent opened 1 club. We've got 6 clubs and only 3 spades, 3 hearts, and 2 hearts and 2 diamonds. Okay, we really don't like the situation we're in. We can't bid 2 clubs because the opponents have bid that suit at this particular point in time. Okay, and that would be considered a Q bid, and we'll talk about that later. Okay, so we have to pick one of these suits. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick, we're going to normalize again, and we're going to pick the longest suit. We're going to pick spades. We don't like bidding 1 spade because we only have 3 of them, but we're going to bid 1 spade. With 2 suits of the same length, okay, that are less than or equal, there are only 3 cards in that suit, what we're going to do is we're going to pick the lower ranks, the higher rank suit again. Okay, so in this case, we have 3 hearts and 3 spades, okay, and 3 diamonds. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bid 1 spade. Now, what that allows us to do is to bid 2 hearts later if we get doubled or we need to have a second bid available to us. If our partner, for example, doubles again, asking us to bid again. Okay, so the whole structure here is to bid the higher ranking 3-card suit, so we can then bid the lower ranking 3-card suit later if we need to give our partner a choice. Okay, let's look at some examples of what suit to pick. Okay, in this first example, we're not the opponent opened 1 heart. Our partner made a takeout double, indicating they have shortness in hearts. And we look at our hands, well, we've got shortness in hearts also. Oh my goodness. Okay, so but we have 4 spades and we have 5 clubs. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is to normalize the count of our spades and our clubs. So what we're going to do is subtract 1 from our 5. So in a normalized situation, we end up with 4 spades and 4 clubs. Since we can bid 1 spade versus 2 clubs, which is lower, what we're going to do is we're going to bid 1 spade. We're going to pick spades as the suit that we're going to want to bid. Let's differentiate picking the suit from the level that we're going to bid. We'll discuss the level next. In this second example here, we have 6 clubs and 4 spades. We're going to normalize this, so we count it as 4 spades and 5 clubs. Since 5 is more than 4, what we're going to do is we want to bid clubs. So you can see how we're using the length of the number of cards in the suit in a normalized fashion to pick which suit we're going to want to pick to bid. Okay, let's take a look at this example. Here we've got 4 spades and 4 hearts. When we normalize it, it's still going to be 4 spades and 4 hearts. Okay, and so what we're going to want to do here is pick the higher ranking suit, because that gives us the capability of then bidding the lower ranking suit later if we need to. Let's look at example number 4. Here it's the opponent opened 1 heart. We've got 4 hearts, 3 spades, 3 diamonds, and 3 clubs. Okay, we don't have a 4+ card suit. So what we're going to want to do is bid the highest ranking suit at the lowest possible level to give our partner to describe our hand, and then give ourselves the capability of bidding another suit later if we need to. Okay, so and this situation, because we have blockers in hearts, we can bid one no trump. If we didn't have any blockers in hearts, we wouldn't be able to do that. We'd have to pick one of these other suits to bid. But because we've got the blocker in hearts, we can bid one no trump. And that describes our hand very accurately, because our partner will know we've got at least 4 hearts, and we don't have a 4 cards in clubs, diamonds, or spades. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Now we've got the situation where we have, in essence, the same thing. We have 4 hearts, but we don't have a blocker. So we can no longer bid one no trump. All right, so now we have to pick the lesser evil, bidding a 3-card suit. So we're going to look at these. In order to, if we normalize this, we end up with 3 spades, 2 diamonds, and 2 clubs. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick the suit that we can bid, at the highest ranked suit we can bid at the lowest possible level, which is going to be spades. One more example here. The opponent's opened 1 spade. Okay, now what are we going to do here? We don't have a 4+ card suit. We don't have a blocker, and we don't have any points. But we must bid. In response to takeout double bid double is force it. You must bid after the takeout double. You can't let your partner hanging out there, because if you pass, the opener is going to pass the 1 spade double. They're going to get mucho points, because it's going to make a whole bunch of tricks. Okay, so you need to bid something. Okay, but you don't want to bid spades. Okay, so what you're going to do in this particular situation is you're going to pick the highest ranking suit at the lowest possible level. Okay, choosing from these 3 suits, you're going to bid hearts. And you can say, that doesn't make any sense. Well, it does make sense if you look at it from the standpoint of you can bid hearts. If your partner doesn't like hearts and they bid clubs or diamonds, you can support them. Okay, if you get double the penalty and you need to run somewhere, now you can bid 2. You can bid diamonds or clubs, or hopefully your partner will jump in and save you. All right, let's take a look at the level of the bid that the advancer is going to make. We've determined what suit we want to bid. Now we have to determine what level, what bid we actually want to make. And this is going to be based upon the number of points that we have. Okay, and the advancer is going to use length points. Remember, the takeout doubler is using distribution points, and only one side of your partnership gets to use distribution points. So you're going to use length points, because the doubler is assumed to fit and is using distribution points. Okay. Okay, now just as kind of an aside to begin with, if you're making a takeout double and your partner has already passed, there are different point limits and medians, and we'll kind of point that out. Okay, so we're going to look at the situation where your left-hand opponent has opened, your partner has made a takeout double, and right-hand opponent responder has passed. Okay, now in this particular situation, you have a couple of different options. Okay, well, one is that you want to describe your hand in terms of what suit you prefer, which we've already talked about in terms of picking the suit. And 2, the number of points. Now, there's an unusual situation that is created at times where you can have a whole bunch of cards in the suit that your right-hand opponent opened. The okay, and that you can actually choose to convert the takeout double into a penalty double. Now, there's something called Mel's Rule of Nine, which I'm not going to describe, which gives you a little formula to determine whether you could or should do that. Typically, it's not wise, but there are unusual situations where it is the right thing to do, is convert your partner's takeout double into a penalty double. Okay, they're very infrequent, but just be aware that can happen. Now, the more typical situation is your partner's made a takeout double. Okay, now you want to communicate to your partner what suit you like, plus how many points you have. Okay, if you have 0 to 8 length points, you're going to bid your selected suit at the lowest possible level. So if the bidding was 1 club, your partner made a takeout double, and you like diamonds, and you have 0 to 8 length points, you're going to bid 1 diamond. Okay, if you've got 9 to 11 length points, you're going to jump in the selected suit. In this particular example, if they open the club, your partner made a takeout double. Now, if you've got 9 to 11 length points, you bid 2 diamonds. So you can see 1 diamond, 2 diamonds. Okay. In the third example, with what the third case is when you've got 12 plus points. And what we want to do is we want to have a way of telling this to our partner at the lowest possible level. So what we're going to do is what's called a forcing Cupid. What we're going to do is bid the opponent's bid suit. So if it was 1 club, double, pass, we could bid 2 clubs saying, hey partner, I've got a suit, but I've got 12 plus length points. And what you're really saying is that you've got 12 plus points, and you either do have a suit or you're going to want to play in no trouble later on. All right, it's kind of a 2-step process. You know, I use the analogy: I'm going to the store. That's the first bid. The second bid is to buy a loaf of bread, okay, or a ham sandwich, or a bottle of wine. Okay, it all depends on what the second phrase is to give meaning to the first. All right, so if the right-hand opponent bids, we still have additional bids available to us. Okay, and this is what I'm talking about up here, the second bullet. If right-hand opponent bids, it changes the point limits a little bit. Okay, we're going to pass. Now, if the opponent bids, right-hand opponent bids, we are no longer required to bid. We can now pass. So if we've got a really weak hand, 0 to 6 points, what we're going to want to do is pass. Okay. Now everything else is going to remain the same. We're at 7 to 8 points, and we've got a 4 plus suit. We're going to want to bid it through more level. If we've got 9 to 11, we're going to want to jump. And if we've got 12 plus, we're going to want to make the forcing Cupid. So you can see if that second opponent bids, we're going to pass if we've got 0 to 6. That way we are minimizing our risks. Okay, let's take a look at what the advances should be in this particular situation. Now, first of all, just kind of a review, what suit are we going to pick in this particular case? Our partner opened 1 heart, the opponent opened 1 heart, our partner doubled. Okay, we've got 5 diamonds and 4 spades. So we're going to normalize those counts. We're going to say we want to bid spades. Now, let's see how many points we have. Well, we've got 9 minus 0. We've got 10 length points. We've got 4, 7, 8, 9, 1 length point. You get for that, the diamond, that's 10. So what do we want to do? We falls into the range of 9 to 11. So we're going to do a jump bid in spades because that's the suit we picked. We're going to bid 2 spades. What that tells our partner is that we've got 4 plus spades and 9 to 11 points. Okay, so it's really important to be able to communicate not only the suit that you like, but also the number of points that you have. In this second example here, again, we're going to end up picking spades because we normalize that as 4 spades and 4 diamonds. Okay, we're going to want to pick spades and bid that at the lowest level. Now let's look at how many points we've got. We've got 4 no adjusted high card points. We've got 1 length point here. We've got 5, but 5 is in the range of 0 to 8. So if it's less than or equal to 8, what we're going to do is bid it at the lowest level, 1 spade. So you can see with the weaker hand, we're bidding 1 spade. Then we're a little bit stronger hand, we're bidding 2 spades. Now let's look at the same type of situation where we have a little bit stronger hand. In this particular case, we have 6 spades. It's clear that we want to bid spades. And we look at the number of points. We've got 10, we've got 2 length points, we've got 12 points. So what do we want to do? We want to be able to communicate, describe that to our partner. So what we're going to do is we're going to bid 2 hearts. Okay. Then we're going to bid spades. Okay. So our partner has doubled, indicating they've got 13 plus distributional points and 3 plus, at least 3 plus spades. So we know we've got a 9-card bid. Okay. And we've got 12. What's 12 plus 13 is 25. So we have very, very strong probability of winning the game. No, there's really no problem of being able to bid the 2 hearts. And then after whatever our partner bids 3 spades. That will clearly communicate to our partner that we have at least 5 plus spades and 12 plus points. And then as long as they have a reasonable takeout double, they can bid 4 spades. Let's look at takeout double or second bid. And this becomes pretty straightforward. Okay, if the advancer bids a suit at the lowest possible level, okay, that limits the advancer's hand to 8 points. Now, if it's a normal takeout double with less than or equal to 15 points, the takeout doubler is going to pass because they know their partner has a maximum 8 plus 8 plus 15 is 23. No possibility of game. So you're just going to pass. If you've got 16 to 18, you can raise the advancer 1 level. And if you've got 19 to 19 plus, you can jump. Now let's take a look at this in terms of if it was a 1 club double and we bid 1 spade, no point in bidding 2 spades. You can always come back and bid that later if the opponents compete and you want to bid again. Okay, now by bidding 2 spades, it would show that you've got the 16 to 18 points. Remember that the advancer can have as few as 0 points. Okay, just because you've got a big hand and you made a takeout double and you have a bid with the advancer doesn't mean that the advancer has anything. Remember, 0 to 8. So by jumping with 19 points to the 3 level in this case, it gives the advancer the opportunity to clarify his or her hand in with respect to their number of points. Okay, if they have 0 points, they're going to pass. If they've got enough points to push the game, they will. If it was a strong takeout double, which is a strong overcall, what the takeout doubler is going to do is bid the new suit. The new suit shows 18 plus length points and 5 plus card suit. Or if they've got a strong balanced hand, 19 plus high card points, they're going to go ahead and bid no trump at the lowest level. Okay, now if advancer made a jump bid, now this is if the advancer has 0 to 8 points. If the advancer made a jump bid of 9 to 11 points, okay, now things are getting a lot more interesting. The double or second bid, it's a normal takeout double. If you've got a 3 plus bid and 13 to 14 distribution points, they're going to raise the advancer suit. If they've got 15 plus, they're going to make a jump raise of the advancer suit. Okay? And this doesn't matter. That's the same whether it's a major or a minor. If it was a strong takeout double, instead of a normal takeout double, they've got a strong suit. What they're going to do is they're going to bid a new suit to show that it was a strong takeout distributional takeout, a strong overcall. Okay, and obviously the same approach if there was a strong balanced hand. So you need to be clear in terms of being able to separate the two meanings of the takeout double as to whether it's a normal distributional takeout double or a strong overcall. But it'll become very clear based upon the opener's second bid. Okay, now one of we've covered 0 to 8 and we've covered 9 to 11. Now, what happens if the advancer makes a Q bid? Well, what if they said? They said, well, I've got 12 plus points. That's all you know at this particular point in time. You don't know whether they have a strong suit or they want to bid no trump. Okay. So what you're going to do is always assume that it's a normal takeout double. And with less than or equal to 17 length points, okay, you're going to make the lowest available bid possible. In other words, if you don't have, if it's not a strong overcall, okay, what you want to do is make what's called a waiting bid. And a waiting bid says, hey, I know you're going to further describe your hand, and I'm going to make the lowest bid possible so that you can further describe your hand. That gives the person that has commanded you to bid the ability to describe their hand more succinctly. Okay, so it gives the Q bidder the maximum room to describe their hand. Any other bid would preempt what your partner wants to bid. All right, so this is really important. It's the lowest available bid. We'll see this in the examples. Okay, if it's a strong takeout double, remember this is dual purpose. What you're going to do is bid. You're going to jump, and you're going to, if it's the lowest available suit bid, you have to jump, because that way that you're telling the partner that you have a strong suit. Otherwise, you just bid the new suit, because under normal circumstances, you would just bid the lowest bid. Okay, let's take a look at some examples here. In this first example, the opponents open one heart, your partner, you double, and your partner bids one spade. The one spade indicates they've got probably 3 plus, generally 4 plus spade. Might be only 3, but 4 plus spade and 0 to 8 points. Okay, and the opener passes, and it comes back around to you. Well, what do you got? Well, you've gotten points. You've got 14 distributional points. Your partner is limited to 8. So 8 plus 14 is 22. So you don't want to, you want to just go ahead and sign off. So you're going to pass, even though you've got a 4-card bid. Okay, and you're not really concerned too much about the opponents coming back in the auction, because if the overcaller bids 2 hearts, you can always bid 2 spades later. So you are trying to, in essence, find the contract at the minimum level possible. In the second example here, we have the same auction: 1 heart, double, pass, 1 spade. And this time, you've got a stronger hand. You've got 17 distribution points. Now, if your partner has in the range of 8 to 9, 7, 8, 9 points, you want to invite game. So what you're going to do here, instead of passing, you're going to make a 1/1 raise. So because of the structure, if you bid 2 spades, it says, hey partner, I've got a fit for you in your spades, 4 plus spades. And I've got 16 to 18 distribution points. Okay, so if you're on the upper end, go ahead and bid king. In this next example, the opponents did a hard. We doubled, and our partner bid one spade, and we've got now 19 distribution points. A little bit stronger. What we're going to do is we're going to jump to 3 spades. So that this back and forth discussion allows the opener to say, "Hey, I've got a regular open. I've got extra values. I've got a really strong open, and I've got a fit for your suit." So it's pass, 2 spades, 3 spades. And the advancer is then going to make the determination whether they want to bid again to further investigate game or bid game. Let's look at number 4 here. Okay, and this is going to be an example of a strong overcall. All right. In this particular case, we have 19 length points. So it was 1 heart. We doubled because we want to be able to tell our partner we've got a really strong hand. We've got great diamonds. We double. Our partner bids 1 spade. Right now, the lowest possible bid available. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bid 2 diamonds, which shows that it's a new suit and that it is a strong overcall. In example number 5, this is going to be the example of a strong balanced overcall. Okay, we've got blockers and hearts. We've got 19 plus high card points. So we've got lots of points. We've got the blockers. So we doubled. Our partner went, and notice we did not have 3 spades, but we do have a blocker in spades. We have a no trumpy hand. Okay, so our partner bid a spade. What we're going to do is now bid no trump at the lowest possible level. We're bidding 1 no trump. Okay, so at this particular point in time, our partner knows that we have a blocker in spades and we have 19 plus high card points. Okay, and if they have 6 plus high card points, they're going to go ahead and bid 3 no trump. Right, and if they have somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 4, they're probably going to go ahead and bid 2 no trump to invite us to the game. If they've got long spades, so we bid those spades. If they've got 5 plus spades. So it's a way of communicating back and forth the strength of the overcallers and advancers' hands to determine what level they want the contract to be at. In example number 6, our partner is going to our partner, the advancer, has made a Q bid of 2 spades. Okay, so the opponent opened a spade. We doubled, saying, "Hey, we've got a nice takeout double here. We've got 12 points. We've actually have 15 distribution points." And we doubled, and our partner came back and said 2 spades. We go, "Oh, hey, that's really cool. We've got 15 distributional points. Our partner's got 12 plus. That's 27. We probably have game somewhere. Hopefully our partner will bid hearts. That'll make it an easy decision." So what we want to do in this particular situation is we want to bid the lowest possible bid available to us, suit bid. So what we're going to do is we're going to bid 3 clubs. All right, so if our partner's got clubs, they can go ahead and bid 4 clubs. Okay, which says, "Hey, that's my suit. Well, no, we have a bid. Now we can determine whether we want to make the decision whether we want to go to 5 or not." If they bid diamonds, they can bid diamonds or hearts. Well, they could even bid no trump. Okay, however, okay, by bidding clubs, it gives them the maximum room: 3 diamonds, 3 hearts, 3 spades, 3 no trump available to describe their hand. We're not preempting them. Let's say if we, instead of bidding 3 clubs, we bid 3 hearts, they would not be able to show their clubs or diamonds at the 3 level. They would have to go to the 4 level. So the whole idea here is to give your partner the maximum amount of bidding options available. All right, let's look at this one here. Okay, it was 1 heart open. We doubled. We're going to do a strong overcall. Okay, and the responder passed our partner, made a Q bid again, comes back around. What we're going to do is we're going to, in order to show that we have a strong overcall, because spades is the lowest available suit bid that can be made after the Q bid, we have to jump. So in this case, we're going to jump to 3 spades, showing that we had a strong overcall. If we did 2 spades, it would say, okay, partner, you tell me about your hand, because we've got a strong hand. We're telling our partner about our hand. Let's look at another example here where our partner made the Q bid again. Okay, now our intent here was to make a strong no trump overcall. Okay, what we're going to do is going to go ahead and we're going to bid 2 no trump. This is the only time we're going to skip bidding 2 spades. This is the only time we've got a strong overcall. We're going to skip bidding 2 spades. If we've got a strong balanced overcall, we're going to skip bidding 2 spades. Okay, because our intent here is not only to describe that we bid a strong overcall, but to finish describing how many points we have. So we're going to be telling our partner that we have 19 plus points. Okay, and that 19 plus 12 is 31. So the advancer now, if they've got the right values, is going to want to be exploring slant. All right, so this is a way of completing the overall picture of describing their hand in terms of whether it's balanced, unbalanced, the number of points, and so forth. One more example here to finish this out is that we have this general purpose hand here. And this one we have 12 points. We made the takeout double. Our partner made the Q bid. What are we going to bid here? And what we're going to bid is going to bid 2 spades, because 2 spades is going to be describing our hands. Okay, you can see that in relationship to the Q bid, with minimal points, it's a non-strong overcall, we're going to bid 2 spades. And if it's a strong overcall, we're going to show the strong overcall, unbalanced overcall, and we're going to show the strong balanced overcall. Okay, this gets kind of complicated, but after you study it for a while, and I recommend that you kind of diagram it out for yourself, and you'll get used to how to when to make a takeout double, how to pick the suit as the advancer, what level you should bid at, and communicating back and forth. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you did, make a contribution via the link that's provided in your acknowledgement email. Hope you have a great day.